Hello everyone, welcome back to another Aviation Master live stream. As you guys can see, today is a really windy day here at Madeira. We're in Europe this time. We're not flying within the US. We're going to be flying from Madeira over to Tenerife. We've got some Zoom level 19 ortho over at Tenerife from Spain UHD, and we've also got a custom airport to check out. So that's really nice, and this is actually one of my favorite routes. I've flown it like 2 times this week, and I'm really excited to bring this out on stream. So without further ado, let's just head to the cockpit. As you can see, our FPS is pretty high. It usually is around the water and stuff. We're going to be operating around the water a lot today. So battery 1 and 2 on. Just got the adheres aligned. That's the first thing we want to do. Sometimes when setup, it takes shorter time. We want the adheres to be aligned first beforehand. I've got an iPad here for Navigraph charts and everything. Rev the Aviator, welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you here. I'll open the YouTube chat on my phone so that it's easier. Well, I have the charts here. I'm just gonna grab the route. Hold on, create, import from SimBrief. There we go, save flight. And we are set. We are all set. Just gonna get the brightness up for the NDs so that we can see those better, of course. And for the eCam pages, the upper and the lower one, and also the MCDUs. Hold on, the right NDs for the co-pilot. You're gonna want to turn those up as well. It's actually a really nice route. We're mostly going to be over the ocean. It's gonna be we're gonna use most of the runway because this is like a hill up runway, so sort of thing. As you can see, it just goes upwards. It's like an upward slope. But there are no mesh problems with the runway because I made a custom tile with a custom smoothness for the ground so that it's flat, and we don't have any problems with the runway. So we're gonna get that on. Beacon, nav and logo, crew supply on. We're not gonna do those CVR tests as it's pointless on the toll list. It's not simulated, so we're just gonna leave it like that. Top radio, okay, that's on, and I'm just gonna get the brightness up for the MCDUs. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my charts, look for the one for today's flight. It's not going to be a long flight at all, actually. It's super short. It's gonna be like 30-minute hop over to Tenerife. So 075, it's gonna be Iberia, so that's the IATA code. 0408, so that's gonna be the flight number, Iberia 408. Let me just go to the init page right here, 075 408. I usually enter the from and to first, but I just wanted to enter that first for whatever reason, so that I don't forget, because it's a lot of numbers. Gcts, Tenerife. There's some really nice scenery over at Tenerife today. I think you guys will definitely enjoy that approach. It's actually just 30 minutes of airtime approximately, so and we're climbing pretty high, 370 as well. Loading perfo, we're gonna take about 130 passengers today. 2700 on the aft, 1300 on the forward cargo, and 7.2 for the fuel. Hold on, there we go. And let's go here, CFW. We enter all of that ourselves with the ISCS. 57.8, 29.7, so we're a little bit heavy today. Last time I flew this route, I actually had a problem with the auto throttle. On final, I accidentally activate go around track, and it was pretty interesting because I didn't mean to do that. I was just idling the thrust to deactivate auto throttle, so I literally did the complete opposite of what I actually meant to do. I actually ended up buttering that landing, so it was not a problem. I actually really like that landing. Okay, here it is. We're gonna go direct. We're not going to be using a SID, my standard instrument departure. We're just gonna go straight for a waypoint. MA sits 58, MA sits 56. Waypoints are a little bit different. at this area of Europe. 658 is first, and then 656. Okay, we're just gonna put that in. MA 656. Nice. See the other waypoints. We've got Madat, Ortiz, and Pitab. We're gonna put that in. Okay, we've got Ortiz and Pitab. Nice. Let's go up. Brick and Bamel, and then direct to 2D254J, and then it's gonna be, we're gonna make the ILS-Y Yankee into runway 07. We're gonna be going by the hill. We're just gonna go kind of around it because there's a hill. Well, it's not really a hill, it's just more of a big mountain, which is the entire island of Tenerife. So we're just gonna be going around that on our arrival, and it actually looks super nice. We've got zoom level 19 for that, so I'm happy and excited to see that. Brick with the 187 and Bamel, and then we've got, I think it's D254J, one that's about 280 miles. So D254J. 285. After that, I think we're going to make a direct for the ILS on runway 07. So we're going to clear the discontinuity. GCTS arrival, ILS 07 Yankee. We're not going to be using a star, we're just going to insert that. Now let's check our flight plan to make sure everything is in there. We are good. Alright, we're going to go to our performance page for departure. We're going to be using toga thrust and flaps 138, 138, 142. So that's what we're going to be using. Those are our V speeds for departure today. And down 0.1, frankly, I barely use the trim because it's usually not a huge value. Also, we're not super heavy, so I don't think we really need trim, but you know, I might set that before taxi, just to be safe. 370 on the FCU, and we are going to get the ATIS because we want to put everything on our altimeter and our standby altimeter as well. So let's just go ahead and get the METAR for LPMA. I'm going to grab my charts here on the iPad. Well, not GCTS, hold on. LPMA, open charts. It's right behind the mic, so it's a little bit hard to reach it. TATSI, and here it is. Okay, ATIS is 130.355, and if I'm not wrong, it's on standby because that was the last one I used on the last flight. Let's get that volume up. It's 1600 scattered. Okay. It doesn't let me go anything less than that. Kind of jumps for itself. Okay, this plane's having its moment right now. Let's see. I'm gonna close that. There we go. Let me just take that off, and we should be good on that. Let me just turn on the fuel pumps. A little bit of lag on Et's plane. I don't know, it might be the memory. Seems like it's fine now. Sometimes that just happens. IRS alignment in 2 minutes. Let's just set the weather panel down here. I'm using system 1, predictive wind shear, multi-scan, and GCS on auto. And for the TCAS panel, on above mode, and we are going to be setting TARA once we enter the runway. We're just going to be squawking 7, well, we can just do 2000. I mean, it doesn't matter because we're not on ATC or anything. Let me just turn that APU on, and we're going to be pushing back out of here. Also, on the past few flights, I've noticed A little bug with better pushback is that it wants me to start up engine 2 after I release my parking brakes, so I guess I'll have to do that, which, I mean, it's not a problem, but it's never active like that, so it's kind of weird. There's the APU startup. We've got some nice BSS sounds today. Let's call better pushback. APU is almost done. Better pushback should help us out here.
To Cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
As you guys can see, I've already got a better pushback preset set there for our pushback.
Go is driving up.
GPS primary, so IRS is ready. We're just going to clear those GPS primary messages out of that MCDU. Let's switch to APU power. Seatbelt signs can come on. It's giving us the cross-check for all call for arrival. That's interesting. But a neat thing about this BSS sound pack is that it gives us cabin announcements. I think it has the ones for United preset as default, but I don't know if there's Iberia. I didn't do any research on that, but probably next flight, if we fly the A319, for whatever airline, I'll look for a BSS sound pack thing, you know, for the cabin announcements. That would be so much nicer. Anyways, let's bring our range back.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, so parking brake is set. Cabin door is closed. Let's take that to norm. APU is on. Signs are good. Here's Enunciator light panel test. It's a really cool thing, honestly, like to see all the lights just displayed. It's a cool thing to do. I really like it. Kind of shows all the features of all the lights. It's really, really nice. For sure.
No connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, so I'm just going to set that to ignition, and as you can see, if I release the parking brake, it's not going to put us back yet. And it's because it wants us to start up engine number 2. Or engine number 1, it just wants us to start an engine. So since it's short taxi, we're just going to do 2 engine. Engine 2 can come on first, and we can see that is happening. Here's the view of engine number 2. We've got a nice view here, so once we start hearing those sounds, should be soon, once it starts pulling up. There you go. You can see some nice traffic over there. That definitely needs some editing, that road.
Starting pushback.
As you can see, now that engine 2 has been started and is available, the guy starts pushing us back. Dang, that was really aggressive. But yeah, that's just a thing that I've seen. Werner the Bronze, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Alright. You're just gonna wait for, you know what, screw it, let's just start up engine 1, have both of those engines ready by the time we're done pushing. That's the PTU BSS sounds. notice this engine start is a little bit slower. I mean, not slower, but it's not as loud as the first one, of course, because if you got the other engine running, so it doesn't really highlight as much. But you know, you can hear it pretty well. I don't know why I keep saying that. We haven't arrived at our destination yet. We're just pushing back. Anyways, we've got 2 gens online. We are going to be activating those once he's done. Okay, he's done. We're just gonna set the parking brake here. Go mode norm. Okay, we're just gonna turn off the APU. We're not gonna be turning on our nose lights yet. We're gonna wait for him to clear, and we will be ready to taxi. We can set our flaps though in our flight control, so we're just gonna go spoilers armed and flaps 1. That's one thing I really can't hear on the BSS, the flap extension. It's really quiet. On the regular TOLA sounds, it's a lot more audible. I don't know if anyone here has BSS or anything and can't hear TOLA sounds clear. Regardless, I really like this BSS. It really adds a lot more immersion.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much, pushback guy. We are just about set to taxi over the runway 05. So let's go ahead and check the cabin, nose lights, matte auto brakes, takeoff and fig. We're all set. So we're just gonna go ahead and taxi over the runway 05. Guys there, just giving up the sign that we can go ahead and taxi. Nice and slow. We don't need to really rush this taxi. It's pretty short. Gotta keep it on the center. Super nice. Just look at that PPR. Pretty cool. And we'll be departing. We'll be making like sort of a U-turn right after we depart. Right after 2-3. On 1680, we're gonna make a turn. Alright, awesome. We're going to be backtracking runway 05. I'm just gonna set the transponder here. Landing lights can come on. Nose lights take off, strobe lights on, runway turn off lights on. I'm just gonna keep those on, who cares? Check the cabin and we'll be off shortly. TA only, yeah, that means that we've set TARA and we're on the ground. So it's just gonna give us that sort of message thing. It should disappear once we're off in the air. Okay, we're just gonna make a turn here. Okay, we're all set for departure. I'll be setting chrono once we're off. Some really nice views up here of the ocean and the entire island. Should fly a 757 in here. I don't know what routes the 757 flies into Madeira, but I've definitely seen the TUI fly or TUI 757 flying into Madeira. So we're all set. We're going to be taking off from with 05. Gotta make sure we've got everything. Landing lights are on. Of course, our lights panel is ready. On the bottom, we've got flaps set, spoilers armed, auto brakes mats, TRA on and above mode, and we are good. Alright, so let's get out of here. Parking brake off. Let's go 40%, just a little bit off. A little bit more than that. And toga. Toga, SRS, auto thrust blue, checked. 5 degrees down. No need to, add that much. knots. Kind of have to add a lot of left rudder here to keep it on the center. Oops, a little bit of lag there. V1 rotates. Positive rate, gear up. Alright, 2,500 feet per minute. Kind of pitch down a little bit here to reach S speed. I'm gonna watch my ND here. Flaps up. What does TOGA stand for? I have heard it a ton, but I don't know what that is. It means takeoff go around thrust. So like, it's not necessarily max power, but it's just your takeoff slash go around thrust. It's kind of self-explanatory. We're gonna turn her, kind of pitch up here. Thrust lever climb, autopilot 1 on. Oops. There it is, lever climb. We're gonna turn these off, and we're gonna wait 10,000 for the landing lights. Okay, thank you, no problem. Disarm the spoilers, speed brakes, whatever you want to call it. And we're out of Madeira. We're just gonna wait until we're at 10,000. Alright, 5,000 seems to be our transition altitude, so we're just gonna go standard on that barometer and on the standby as well. And we're gonna climb up to 37,000 feet for today's short 30-minute hop over to Tenerife. It's a really nice view of the airport from up here. And this livery is, it's just hot. Like, just look at this. That livery is just super hot. I love it. We're making the left here on MA 658. 656 is after that, following it Madat. And then we're just going to continue on course. I think we're just keeping this sort of straight line all the way towards Tenerife. After Ortiz. So we're just gonna make a few turns and then (9,900 feet), and we're hitting 10,000 here, so we're just gonna go landing lights off. I'm going to wait until the aircraft has been stabilized to turn off the seatbelt signs, because we still have a turn to do here. So we're just gonna wait for that turn to finish off, and we can turn off the seatbelt signs. That way the cabin is more stable. Alright, we're leveling off, I was gonna say, but no, we're still climbing. Your uncle lives in Tenerife? You mean the Tenerife of Spain? If so, then that's super cool. Seatbelt signs off. Let's just enjoy the scenery from here. It just looks so nice. Okay. I am going to grab the approach charts for Gcts. So, just gonna popping up here, loading the approach charts just so that we have them. We're just gonna be taking the ILS Yankee for 07, the small island. Yes. We're gonna be making an approach towards that airport right now. It's gonna be super fun. I love Tenerife. Alright, we've got the approach charts for GCTS, the ILS Yankee 07. It's already on our RadNav page, so we don't really need to take care of that. We're just gonna keep climbing and enjoy the cloud surfing that we're kind of doing here. Have quite a bit of clouds here. This looks super nice. Alright, right on Madeira, we're going to be making a left turn. Ortiz, we're going to be making a light right turn. And on break, we're going to be making our last turn towards the island. So yeah, that's basically going to be our flight. We're at 17,000 feet nearly. We're just going to keep climbing up. I can play some music in the background just so that there's no silence. Alright, so I've got a really nice stream playlist that we can put on. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna keep making just following our flight. It's pretty concise route. Again, that's because it's not a long flight. It's just like 30 minutes, 40 minutes at most of airtime. Alright, let's just enjoy the cruise stage of flight. Going to keep climbing to 37,000 feet, and actually the funny thing is that right after we hit 37,000, we're literally going to be descending right after that, like 20-30 miles after that. So it's not going to we're not just going to be there for a long time. It's going to be a short flight. Gonna get the left turn here. Alright, we're just on Madeira, and we're gonna make that turn, and in about 50 miles, 55 I'd say, we're going to be making a slider turn to the right. So we have reached stable flight at this point. I forgot chrono, which is fine. We got some clouds off to our left-hand side, way far. I'd say we've got 20 miles of clouds on each side. Definitely. Okay. 24,500 feet, 1,600 feet per minute. So we're keeping a stable climb, pretty stable, not too quick. Just kind of monitoring the instruments, making sure everything is working properly. Also taking kind of a look at our flight route to see how far we are from certain waypoints. So when we reach 37,000, that's when we're gonna know exactly that there's like 20 to 30 miles left for our descent. Hold on a second. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. We got plenty of fuel on board as well. Cause it said we needed 5 point, not sure, hold on. It said we needed like 5.9, which I round that off to 6, and then I add 1,000 or a little bit over 1,000 kilograms more fuel to maintain it. In case we have to do some sort of diversion, you know, we have enough fuel. I always like to make sure. $27,500, so about 10,000 feet to go towards our cruising altitude. That just flies by. We'll be there in no time. There's a notes app in Avatab. I never actually... Oh my god. I accidentally put the gear down. That was close. But let's see. There's like a notes thing. I wonder what this is used for. I've never seen anyone use this notes app, like genuinely. Some nice things about Avatab that I've never seen. Here we've got, like in the aircraft part, we've got the simulation manual, the tutorial, we have the aircraft manual, like the entire thing. Like for example, like this actually comes in really handy if you were to need it for like some sort of emergency. Like here's an index. Let's see, what if we had Actually, let's head over to the hydraulics system. Hydromechanical, flight control system, hydraulic system. That's in page 32. So let's head over to page 32. And here it is, supposedly. We got the yellow, green, and blue hydraulic system, which are here. Hold on, hydraulics, green, blue, yellow, just in a different order. Whoops, I accidentally moved the thrust lever. Alright, there we go. That's better. So it says this is a system architecture of the A319. It says the hydraulic system has 3 individual hydraulic circuits which are isolated from each other. If one circuit loses hydraulic liquid, the remaining circuits remain unaffected. The circuits are labeled green, blue, and yellow. And each of the circuits has 2 or 3 pumps that can provide hydraulic pressure to it. Different pressure sources are listed in the following table. Left engine and power transfer unit. So the PTU is the green system, which is kind of obvious because it transfers to the yellow system when there's an engine startup. And vice versa, obviously. Right, PTU, yellow electric pump. And we've got the electrical pump and the rat on the blue system. Of course, the yellow system also has PTU because that's part of the you know, it takes care of engine 2. So, once the power is transferred through hydraulics, you know, the hydraulic PSI, that's transferred through PTU to maintain a good startup. So yeah, it's pretty cool to observe. Let's see what else there is. If we go to the first page, there's engine start, pushback, taxi preparation, change of departure runway. We've got diversion to alternate airport, descent into alternate airport, taxi and shutdown, approach and landing at the alternate airport. There's a lot of this stuff. Like if you were to be confused on a certain topic of the Airbus A319, you can just go to Avid tab, aircraft, and literally have everything there. So that's pretty neat. Oh wait, we're already at 33,500 feet, so we're not too far from descent as far as I am concerned. We are about 80 miles, exactly 80 miles away from descent. It says 214, 213. I think I entered the destination data at like 50 miles away from here, or 60 maybe, not sure. But the winds are super calm. As you can see, heading 354 degrees at 1 knot. That's basically that's basically nothing. There's barely any wind up here, which is nice. It's nice. Alright, we've got top of climb at 25 knots, 25 miles away from here. So, yeah, we're also approaching TOD pretty soon. So that's, yeah, because we're at a high speed right now. I think when we level off at 37,000, it's just going to be faster for us to get there. Since we're climbing, it's just going to be slower. as of now. I always just let autopilot just do its thing. I honestly don't like, I feel it's unnecessary to mess around with it to, like, climb faster. Unless it were actually necessary, but, you know, I don't find it too beneficial. Like, you'll still end up at this altitude at the exact same location, hundreds of miles later, so. Hey, Captain Jarrett, welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you here. How has your day been? We're flying the A319 over to Tenerife Islands, so that's something I'm really looking forward to. The approach, it's my favorite part of this flight, and the arrival as well. Yesterday I got like a super nice landing. Of course. It was kind of complicated though because I had problems with the auto throttle on final, so I'm pretty excited. That was a nice landing. I was pretty excited at the time, and I am looking forward to landing this thing today. Hopefully I got a nice landing, not too shabby. I've buttered already twice in here. I've done this route twice, and the two of the times I buttered it, I think the first one was like a -120, the second one was like a -51. It's been good. I just got on Christmas break. Finally, I don't have to be bored by school for a little while. Awesome. I'm also on Christmas break right now, and I'm enjoying it so far. This is a really nice start to my Christmas break. Flying the 319 around Europe. Unfortunately, I didn't do VATSIM because I didn't see any ATC on for either. But there may be ATC, but I'm not sure. Probably isn't as of now. I predict a butter landing. I like your faith. hopefully we get some good stuff on the landing. Great. I kind of learned to sort of flare it. You know, it's a different process, but because there is a weird looking runway slope when you arrive at Tenerife, so it's not necessarily the most convenient place to land at, like if you're realistic, but it's still nice. You know, if you're lucky enough and you flare it just right, you're gonna get a nice landing. But like yesterday, that landing, like my wheels literally greased on the runway. It was the slightest contact with the runway ever, and then you could see the landing smoke. It was just awesome. Super awesome. Now we've got Spotify ads there. There we go. Muted them. Altitude cruise. We've reached 37,000 feet. We're about 20 miles away from descent. We're not too far. 20, 30. We shouldn't be that far. Oh, we're 40 miles, 45 miles. So I guess we are a little bit far. Just kidding. We're not too far. 45 miles, you know, 40 something miles. It's still pretty close. Given the fact that we literally just hit cruise, we should be descending anytime. Alright, it's telling us enter destination data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my iPad here, which I've got Navigraph on. I'm going to look up the METAR. GCTS METAR. And it's kind of difficult because the iPad is literally behind the mic, so it's hard to kind of get to it without hitting the cable or something like that. You saw that vid, it was amazing. Thank you for that lightning feedback, I guess. Yeah, I really liked it as well. 36 miles to top of the descent. We're not really far off. It's gonna be 3000, which is the same QNH that we had yesterday at about the same time that we're flying at right now. Temperatures 19 degrees Celsius. Winds are from the northeast at 4 knots, 50 degrees at 4 knots. So it would be 050 at 5. Wait, no, 4. So 50 at 4. And for decision heights, you can just go to airports. Here's my charts. We've got decision height, refer to minimums. I usually just do 250, so 250 should do the trick. It always is a little bit hazy from up here, you know, to see the terrain of Tenerife, so because it's always kind of cloudy up here, you know, around this area, so sometimes it's just difficult. But once we actually start approaching the airport, we should be able to see that without a problem. Top of descent is coming soon. I'm guessing about 27 miles, and yes, it's exactly 27 miles. That was an accurate guess. We can just continue on here. I'm not going to reset my FCU altitude yet. We're just going to keep it at 37,000 until we're, say, 3 to 5 miles away from top of descent. Seatbelt signs can stay off. Let's continue on with our flight. It's always these really short hops with super nice scenery that I always like to fly with. Will you ever stream with webcam? Probably not. You know, well, you never know though. Alright. Let's just do something here. There we go. Done. Top of descent is in less than 20 miles already. It says 18 miles. Just zooming. Alright, I'm here. Hi, Flight Simmer. You're late, as always. Wait, why are we on ceiling? That's strange. It's supposed to be keeping an altitude. I mean, speed. It's keeping the altitude, but the speed just kind of went up a little. That's just strange. And the METAR says at least 12,000 feet. Oh my god. We're gonna use some speed brakes. Slow her down. That's really weird. It's not supposed to be like, we're actually keeping a stable altitude, so like I don't know why it thinks we're descending or something and not keeping our speed. Like that's just autopilot. This didn't happen yesterday, but no problem. It's not a problem. We're just gonna use some speed brakes and that should fix it. I'm just gonna leave them armed. You know what? Just in case, let's just retract them. Taking a pretty long time to get back down because of the airflow. How are you overspeeding an Airbus? I don't know. It was literally keeping the altitude just fine 2 minutes ago. It takes skills. It takes skill to do that. I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I think the problem was that I went out of climb. Like when we were climbing, I accidentally touched my throttle, and it just went out of climb mode, and it just went back, I guess. So, but it's keeping. It says it's keeping manage mode. So I don't know what's wrong. We should be fine though. Oh, we're hitting top of descent. Crap, I forgot to reset the FCU altitude. So we're just doing 2,500. I'm just gonna follow VNAV all the way down. It's over speeding again. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Wait. It's literally like on climb mode. Hold on. Isn't it on mode climb? I'm so confused. Oh wait, auto throttle is off. Okay. It was literally on 2 seconds ago. Like, how did it just turn off? I guess I just wasn't paying attention to that. That's just stupid. Speed brake. Yes, I know. Now the Airbus decides to be smart with me. Okay, so no significant weather at GCTS. Upon arrival, we should be fine. We're just meeting some clouds at 3,000 feet above ground level, and a few winds, but, you know, those should be a problem. It's just 4 knots. That's basically nothing. Let's just go ahead and grab GCTS on the tablet, the iPad, you know, whatever. Ugh, I have to literally put the iPad right behind my mic, and that is uncomfortable. We're gonna make the ILS Y approach Yankee, or localizer. We're just gonna do Yankee, and it's gonna be an ILS. It's not gonna be a localizer. Well, it's technically going to be a localizer anyway, but, you know, you get my point. 31,000 feet. We're descending at 3,300 feet per minute. Ground spoilers armed. Okay. I always like to make sure I check out the ECAM memo. Okay, so we are within 80 miles of the airport, approximately. A little bit more than that, of course, but, you know, that's just an estimate. Right before the last turn on I think it's D254J. Is that the last turn? I suspect it is. Let's see, 160. Yes, that's the last turn, and I will be starting, like, upon that last turn, I'll be activating the approach mode so that we slow down. Before 10,000, we should already be by, like, 250, so that really shouldn't be a problem. We're not going to set the auto brakes yet. Lights are fine. The signs are fine. We can just continue on like this. Flight Simmer, by the way, just doesn't take any skill. It literally just takes an accident of turning off your auto throttle by just idling the thrust accidentally, and that's just how you overspeed it. For whatever reason, I just decided to do that. It was an accident though. Let's keep on going. 2,000 feet per minute. We're getting 60 frames above these cloud art clouds, so that's pretty cool. Let's check RAM usage. Performance isn't killing us today. We're literally using 1 gigabyte out of 16. So that, like, my RAM usage is down by so much. As I said, it takes skill to overspeed it. No, it's not skill, it's just being dumb. You know, kind of what I did there. Just idling the thrust accidentally, and I guess if you want to consider that skill, go ahead. 2,000 feet per minute. We're crossing 24,000 feet. Well, below 25,000 right about now. So it's kind of cloudy here. We are outside the chart bounds still. Let's just close LPMA so that we just don't get confused with anything. And get some information here. It says elevation 208 feet above mean sea level. And we're doing a minimums of 250. We have, as far as I'm concerned, we have 10 miles of visibility or more, so we should be fine. Of course, past 23,000, 22,000. Okay, 30 miles, 60 miles. The airport is within or a little bit more than 60 miles, so we can start focusing on that arrival. We're still outside of the chart bounds, of course, because I believe this is 20 miles, within 20 miles of the airport or so. And we're still further away from that, pretty far. Last night it wasn't this cloudy, just decided to be more cloudy today. Dang, just look at that livery, it's just insane. "100% screenshotting that, it goes hard." Okay, we're just gonna be breaking through the clouds here pretty soon. We momentarily will go below them. I'm not sure about the altitude of those clouds. I think we're just on the gap between clouds and no clouds. I think you can see some of the terrain there, the mountain of Tenerife. And yeah. Visibility, I think above, below kind of 5,000 feet should be 10 miles or more. So, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we'll be fine, as long as we also keep an eye on this terrain. This flight plan, I flew on it twice, and it does not intercept this terrain, so we should be fine. As you can see, we get the terrain radar going. You can see if we've got some terrain over to the north, off or nose of the aircraft. 5 viewers, let's go, I guess. 4 viewers now. Just kidding. $18,000 crossing. I don't know what that lag is. It's just a momentary lag. Like when you just stutter, it's like a huge stutter. We're below 18,000. Transition altitude in Tenerife should be 6,000. I think it mentions it here. I saw it somewhere. 6,000 feet. I'm gonna check the charts here. Take a closer look. Here it is. 6,000 feet. Transition altitude. We are still outside aircraft, outside chart bounds. We're still pretty far. There's so much haze covering up. The island is pretty far off. We're gonna break through these clouds, and we should, when we're below the clouds, see the island. As well as, once we're below the haze enough, or close enough to the island to have enough visibility. Such a nice livery. Seriously. Anyway, 14,700 feet. 2,500 is set on the FCU. We're just gonna keep going down. Okay. we're fine on the signs and the lights for now. The speed brake is fine. I should just arm that like before final approach. Of course, sometimes I just use the speed brake like once I turn on approach mode and we're at like 250. I use some speed brakes, so that's why I usually just don't arm them until we're on final or right before final. We're going through a cloud layer, so sadly can't see any scenery. We're not too far away from that, but as you can see, we're starting to get close to some terrain, so once we break through these, we should be able to see some nice scenery. It wasn't that cloudy last time, but yeah. Here we've got an island to off our nose as well. And the normal island should be to the left. As you can see, you could sort of see a little bit, like a tiny little bit, tiny part. Now we're starting to see a little bit more as we break through, as we get lower. There we go. That's about right. It's relatively cloudy today. Last night it wasn't this cloudy. I don't know if we've got any rain, but just in case, I'm gonna have this. Kind of make the windows look kind of weird, you know, jagged sort of thing, but if we have rain, I'll have rain effects for that. Actually, I think a better idea is check the METAR, and accordingly, we can keep that accordingly. Gcts. Tenerife weather. Okay, so right now the weather is 17 degrees and sunny, and we've got around 5% precipitation, so I guess we can just turn it off. I thought we were gonna get rain, I just got excited for a second. Well, that's fine. Let's get that down to 20 miles. We're at about 240, 250 knots. We can see some super nice scenery off to our left. We start to approach the island. We're getting below 10,000 feet here, so we're just gonna turn on those signs and our landing lights. Runway turn off, and nose lights can also go on. Some really good looking mesh off to our left hand side. Let's see, RAM usage is still low. It's still at like 1.2. Okay, there we go. Let me just grab the charts over here. We're getting some nice performance over the islands, some generous performance. Obviously had to take advantage to take some nice screenshots. Holy moly. That's some really high quality mesh. I'm excited for this arrival. Watch out for the Iberia A319. really nailing it with that mesh. Spain UHD. Super nice. You've also got orbits, if you'd like, but it's payware, and Spain UHD is free, and it's also super nice. It's honestly up to what you prefer, but I don't think we need, I don't think we really needed orbit scenery for Gran Canaria. Here we start to see ourselves coming in near aircraft, chart bounds. It's not showing up on the iPad here, but it's showing up on Avitop, so that's good. Let me just close the charts and reopen them to see if that fixes the problem. Alright, 6,800 feet. We're gonna go auto brakes low. Spoiler is armed. Some gold wind views. Okay, let's see, charts, and we've got approach, ILS, localizer, runway 7, I don't know why I said it that way, whatever, 240 knots. I am pretty sure we're not making the turn yet. That's on Delta 254 Juliet, so we're gonna wait for that, and keep this speed. I think we're fine still. Super nice. All right. Let's get that landing system working. I'm pretty sure on our Radnoff page it's already set. ITS 109.70, course 074, slope -3.0. And we should be ready almost for arrival. We're all programmed, and we are ready to start our final approach as soon as we make that turn on Delta 254J, Juliet. 3000 on the altimeter. Let me just check here if that is accurate, because I set that like 120 miles ago, so it's good to check. Alright, that is still true to what it is now. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. We are about to make the turn. We're almost on 2,500. So we're gonna keep going here. We're making the left turn. There it is. That is the airport. I don't know, it's pretty faint, but you'll see it once we make our turn. $3,500 feet. We're coming down. Approach mode has been activated. I'm gonna use some speed brakes. Alright. And I'm gonna arm those. I'm gonna go flaps 1. That should take out the slats. Here we can see the slats coming out. We're making the left turn. We're about to hit S speed. We're idle on the thrust. We're still descending. Approach mode activated. We caught the localizer. Get your landing rates in. Thank you, Captain Jarrett, for reminding me. Get your landing rate guesses in, and try to guess what I'm going to get for my landing rate on arrival. Hopefully a butter. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee that, but it could potentially be a good landing. Alright, we're not going to set flaps 2 out yet. We're just going to wait to get a little bit closer. Seatbelt signs are on. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. $2,900. We're descending down. We're about to make 3,000. We're catching the glide slope soon. I think we catch it right off that hill, like right after that. Alright, we're gonna hold the altitude and we're just gonna wait. Alright, 2,500 feet. We're gonna keep S speed. I'm gonna go flaps 2. Just gonna wait for that for the aircraft to level off. We do not have the runway in sight yet. It's just kind of strange. At this point, we usually would have it, but I guess it's pretty hazy. And Aviation, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. We're just about to arrive. Runway 07 at Tenerife. Want to hear something? Sure. Flaps 2. There we see him coming out. This scenery is amazing and I love this. Thank you so much. I'm glad you love the scenery. I really like it as well. Alright, there we go. We have the runway in sight. We're still going to be making the ILS. We're just going to wait for that F speed. Keeping it there. We've caught the glide slope. So glide slope alive, gear down. You can see the gear coming down there. Let's keep... Can I get the outside view? Yeah, for sure. We're back at the cockpits. We're getting about 80 frames, which is pretty good. Alright. Make sure to get your landing rates in before arrival if you'd like to take a guess at what my landing rate's going to be. We're going to go cabin, prepare for landing. We are about 5 miles out on final for the ILS from runway 07. We're established on the localizer. We've caught the glide slope. We're just going to keep descending. So you can see the scenery is just outstanding. The mesh is I really love it. That's why I got the title like that. Because I definitely think it's an accurate title. It's some really nice scenery. Okay, we're on F speed here, flaps 3. Did it extend? Yep. And flaps full. Alright, about 1,000 feet. I'm gonna get the autopilot disconnected pretty soon. Alright, autopilot off. Alright, so I'm gonna go idle on the thrust, idle a little bit more. You know, just to get the auto throttle off so that we don't have any problems with that. Keep the speed like that. We've now taken manual control over the aircraft. Gonna lower it a little bit. Alright, we're fine. About 500 feet. A little bit of stuttering is going on, but that's expected. Minimums. Runway in sight. Continue. Alright. 68. Oh my god. Captain Jarrett, that was an accurate guess. I think was it Captain Jarrett that guessed minus 68? Good guess. 80 knots. We're going to be expediting on the Nets taxiway. And 60 knots, we're going to clear them on 60. Rev is orange, manual braking. And flaps are going to come up. Spoilers are out. Taxi. We're going to go landing lights off, strobes off. APU on. Master switch. You were 1 off. What did you guess? Minus 67 or minus 68? Minus 67. Oh, damn. Yeah, that center line was... Yeah, we don't talk about the center line. I tried my best. Alright, we're going to slow down our taxi speed. Going to get those brake fans going. Because if we go to the wheel page, we can see 240 degrees Celsius. That is hot. So turning them on certainly wouldn't hurt. We're gonna make a left turn here. Add a little bit of thrust. We don't need the terrain radar anymore. You can just turn that off. Constraints can also go off. I'll just do that once I stop the turning. We should be flap open. APU start. And we are going to get those constraints turned off. Welcome to Tenerife. That was a super fun flight. You're gonna fly the A350 now? Have a nice flight, dude. Enjoy. I'm excited for the A330 for X-Plane 12. Definitely. I've never seen a default Airbus in any X-Plane sims, so that would be really nice. Let's continue on to taxi to our ramp. Available, we can just go APU lead off, and let's check the engine page. Actually, let's check the wheel page here. 270 degrees. They're just getting hotter. It's expected. They're still in operation. Nice ground textures, and we've got the terminal right over to our right hand side, so no problem. We can just come in without an issue. We've still got like 4.6 thousand kilograms of fuel on board, so that's a lot. Alright, Hotel 15, Hotel 16. Is that Hotel or Tango 16? That's Tango 16. Tango 17. I'm gonna park here. Let's increase the speed a little bit. Brake fan's still on. Actually, let's park on the one next to it. That's the one I parked at last time. Okay. Can't wait to check out that landing replay to see the flare. I think I floated just a tiny little bit. What scenery is that? This is the freeware Gcts. If you want, I can just put a link in chat so that you can go ahead and get it. And for the ortho, if you're asking the ortho, it's not ortho for XP. It's Spain UHD. It's just about 6 gigabytes and it's zoom level 19, so that's super nice to have. I'll do that right after I park the aircraft. Send the link in chats. Okay, gotta make it precise. There we go, and we're gonna stop right about here. There we go. We've stopped. APU is on. Seatbelt signs can come off. Engine 1 and 2 off. Fuel pumps off. Gears can go off. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tenerife Islands. Thank you, Flight Simmer, for sending him the airport. I'll be sending you Spain UHD as soon as possible. If you'd like, you can join my Discord server as well, so that we can chat and get you whatever you need over there as well. I've got some links to some cool stuff as well. Hold on, here it is. So the Tenerife Islands, it's 3 gigabytes, I think, compressed. So I'll get you that. Hold on, let me just mute the stream on this side. There we go. And here's the link so that you can download it. It's, you know, you can just click around the tiles and it'll give you the names of it. The ones that you want are the Canarias, and they're the ones on the bottom right. So that's the scenery that I was using for this flight. Right, so now that we're done with the flight, I am going to grab my playlist. Hold on there we go. Landing music. Okay, so we are going to be checking out that flare, that landing. Hold on. I'm really, like, interested in seeing the flare. Let's see, how far are we? We're not too far. Okay, here we are. Let's see how that was. I don't think that was too bad at all. Oh dang, that was just so nice. Good stream, enjoyed. See ya. Bernard the Bronze, thank you so much for coming along. I really enjoyed having you here. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day. See the tower view. That was such a nice flare. Like, it was just right. There was literally no float there, except just a tiny thing there. Tiny float. Let's check out some wing views here. First, let's check out this view, and then we're gonna check the first class view on the other side. The engine view. I like to call it the first class view. Very nice. Alright, we're gonna be checking out engine view. There we go. These guys really nailed the scenery. Like, this mesh looks very high quality. Nice. Alright, let's check out one more view, which is the nose view, and then we'll be done. Hold on. There we go, from there. First class doesn't exist in European law, short haul. Yeah, that's why I said engine view after that. You did float it quite far, and we're nearly out of the touchdown zone, though. Yes. Just look at that center line. That's... Look how I just decided to correct it, like, at last moment. The landing was fine, though. The center line, not so much. But I'll get better landings next time. Anyways, thank you so much to everyone who came over. And I really enjoyed having everyone in here. If you like the content, I would appreciate a sub. And once again, thank you so much for coming over, and if you have any route suggestions or flight suggestions or anything you'd like me to fly, you know, you can just feel free to DM me, and I'll get that sorted out for you. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the stream, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. I wish everyone has a nice day, and bye bye.